Creating new pages, talking about image sizes and optimization today. Okay. So let's start with creating a new page. So quite a few libraries have additional pages other than about or contact or library board. Some libraries have additional pages called policies or volunteering. Baldwin also has an online book discussion page that has a blog module on the left, and then on the right side they have discussion guides. So no two websites look the same. They have a page called Reader's Corner, Local History. So every website that I make, I build with the pages that are requested. Now, sometimes, you know, a library has their website established and then they find out, gosh, I need this other page. We're going to do page turners this summer. I need another page. Well, the first instinct is to email me and say, Ann, how do I build a new page? Well, I would actually prefer if I build the new page for you and then you hop on there and edit it. And that's because there's a few behind the scenes details that can create problems for you later on if they aren't fixed. And it's hard to know what those little details are in the background because you create a new page so infrequently. So I'm going to show you how to create a new page, and I'm going to talk through what I do. Before we get there, I want you to notice that there's a menu up top, there's an area of images, there's a notification area. On the bottom, this is what we call a footer with all the information that they want here. Sometimes there's a menu down here, social media. And when I click onto other pages, it repeats itself. Here is this image section, the menu. We scroll down to the bottom. Here's the footer. We go to the calendar page. Here's an image. You scroll down to the bottom. Here's a footer. There's consistency in the titles on pages. If we go to contact, here's contact. Okay. So what I'm showing you is when you create a new page, it literally starts with nothing. So to have a consistent image or brand for your website, I build what I call a header, which is this whole upper section, and every website is going to look different. So I know Ellen is here, and Amory has tons of unique pages, and they also have a unique header and footer style. You'll see that on Amory's page, the menu is not across the top. It's actually beneath content here. So when Amory creates new pages, it's even more important to keep that in mind. And also we scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's quite a bit in their footer. So how do we preserve this as we build a new page? Commentary from Maeve back there. Okay. So let's build a new page. New page. And your first instinct is to make a title. So let's do that. This one is going to be called Outdoor Programming. Because I have a feeling we'll be doing some outdoor programs this summer. Now, that's just a title. I would probably think that you might just do that on your regular programming page. And fun take and makes. So what I just showed you here is you can have your title be whatever you want, but as soon as you stopped typing after outdoor programming, that's what it grabbed to be the permalink. So if you're not intending to publish something and you want to mark it as a draft or somehow leave a note for yourself that tells you that you're still in progress, don't put it in the title area. And just know that when you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll want to look at status. Status is the most important part. You don't have to publish it publicly. You can keep it in draft. And how you can do that is set it to private, and now don't worry because the public can't see it. Okay? When I clicked update and publish, it changed the permalink to outdoor programming fun take and makes. That's too long of a title. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to click, so I got rid of the title. Well, look at here, the permalink kept the fun take and make. So what I'm saying here is if you switch the title of your page, it doesn't necessarily change the permalink and vice versa. So it's really important to take a look there. And remember, over here in the status area, you can have it set to published, but then keep it on private so nobody can see it. Next, what I do is I click use the Divi builder, and that's what we should always be doing because we use the Divi product. Now, I didn't click anything, it double loads every single time, so that can be confusing too. There's a couple ways to make a new page. If you know exactly what you're doing, you could build from scratch. Or you could clone an existing page. I'm going to show you the two different versions to show you that it can become confusing. So let's say that I want to preserve the header of my website and the footer, so I'm just going to clone an existing page that already has those elements on there, like a title and all those things, so I don't have to do that extra work. So I'm going to pick the book discussion page, and then I'm going to change the content in it to make it reflect the new page that I want. So I copied all the information in here. You'll see book clubs, book discussion guides, yada, yada. There's this footer, right? If I had chosen build on the front end and I used the clone option, there would be nothing to tell me that this was a brand new page other than the permalink showing outdoor programming. So the first thing I need to do is change book discussion to outdoor programming and change the admin label to outdoor programming. Now you can continue to see how it might become confusing. Wait, am I making a new page or am I, messing around with the book club page? This is exactly why I want to make your new pages for you and get you started and then release the page to you so then you can finish making your edits and it won't confuse you. You'll notice that it preserved the image area and the footer and the header size and all the settings that you have going on the other pages, which is great. So I'm going to click Exit Visual Builder. So it'll take a moment sometimes. I'm click happy today. Okay, so here's our new page with the header and images and footer. Now, I'm going to delete this. Oops. First, before we talk about anything, before we get too far, I should say, I have this menu set to not include any new pages. So even if I did click publish, it would not attach to the menu so that the public would have access to it. So that's another way to make sure that the public can't see a page that's in draft. The only way for the public to get to this outdoor programming page is if it's linked to another page or if you have a search area on your website, which Baldwin does not. So the public cannot get to it. Okay. I'm going to go delete that. Okay, now let's build it the other way. Click New Page. I'm going to use the Divi Builder, and instead of cloning a page, I'm going to build from scratch. Okay, I'm going to exit out of here. My first mistake was not giving it a title. So now it says it auto draft and the permalink is auto draft. I'm going to call this test February. So again, I changed the title, I click out of it, But guess what? It did not change the permalink, so I'll have to change that. Now, let's say that I typed in here just like I would up here and I click OK. It will change it into the URL format that's needed. So that's great. But now when I scroll down, I have nothing in here, which you might think is fine. I know what I'm doing. I can add in a text bar or a text module, and this is my test February page. And I can highlight that and give it a title as a heading 1. And this is my content. I'm going to type my content. And I think, wow, I'll give it an admin title. And we should be all set to go. But I'm missing my header, my footer. If I wanted a search box in there, I'm missing all of it. So I would need to know that I can go into the module library or the Divi library and add what I want. So, and what it's called and how to do it. So I just added the footer and the header, okay? And I can drag them into place. And I click publish, okay? And I wait for it to reload twice. And then I can click view page. Okay, so then this is that blank page and I'm good to go. So there's many ways to build pages. There's 2 main ways to copy in a header and a footer and all the other things on your page that are special to your library using your Divi library. And you can see what's in your Divi library from your back end by going to the dashboard navigation column on the left and go down to Divi, then Divi library, and you will be in your Divi library. So you can see that there's a family craft night something or other in here. There's a new calendar something or other in here. And you can see when they were published over here. So you can see that this one is very old. This one is the one I made, and this is another that I made, a header and a footer. Okay. I'm going to go back to those pages and get rid of it. I believe it was test February. Here's trash. The other thing to know is, let's say that, well, here's another one. So this is not following how pages are built in Divi. If I go to this page, I'm going to see that there's no header in here and there's no footer. So if you need a new page, remember to find out if you have a header and footer that you need to have in those areas and find out how to get them in there. Let's pretend that this page is linked on the home page, which it might be. Here it is. Nice job. So when I click on this blurb, it's going to take me to that page, okay? So let's pretend that I think, gosh, I just don't like this page name. And I pop in here and I change the page name. And that changes the permalink. Wherever that page had been linked is now broken. So if I went to the home page and I saw, oh yeah, that page was linked here, and I click on it, it would be a broken link and it wouldn't take me anywhere. So you need to remember where you linked pages and fix them. I'm also wondering where it says Adult Reading Challenge number 2. That tells me that you have 2 pages named Adult Reading Challenge. So here's Adult Reading Challenge. And I'm going to keep going. What should I read next? I'm going to go into the trash. Test February. These are my silly ones. Draft. Page Turner Adventures. Yeah. Mine. Okay. So let's pop into this 2021 Adult Reading Challenge page and give it a lift. what I'm going to do is copy all the information that's in here and delete it. Then I'm going to use the Divi builder, and then I will build it from scratch. And then I can put in the information. Use the 2021 Adult Reading Challenge. Remember, we have to have a title for each thing. Each page needs a title. And we're going to need a footer, so let's do that. So here is the footer, and we're going to need a header, and we're going to update that. And I want to get this 2 out of the permalink, so I'm going to get rid of that. Why is there a 2 here? I guess we're going to have to do some digging. So I update that. I remember that she did want an image on that page. So I'm going to plop in an image, and I'm going to grab it from the Adult Reading Challenge. And I'm not going to add any alternative text because this is a decorative image. Just going to make sure it has a title. And so now you can see why I labeled both of these behind the scenes and update. Hold on to that. And I'm going to go to View Page. So now here's all of the information for the Adult Reading Challenge. So now this will still link to that page. The page now has the header and the footer, and we are all set to go. Here's all the information on here. That's great.